Welcome in to another great day of Twisted Transitions. It is good to see you guys back in the house yet again. Appreciate you one and all. I would like to start off with something that I just thought about that's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy, but you guys never know this, okay? But you know, when I'm sitting in this room doing this show, like I can see, of course, my phone is like right here, and I look at notes and everything right over here, as well as I also get notifications from my Ring doorbell. And it's creepy as hell whenever I'm here and I get somebody's at your door, but they haven't rung the doorbell, but it's like motion detected. And I get a notification, and then I'm like, I like want to touch it and look and see, because like it's pitch black dark. Like, why is there motion when it's pitch black dark outside? So it kind of freaks me out sometimes, but you guys never know it. I never show it, but I'm always freaked out. When I'm watching football, it's right next to the window. I can get up, go check the door, and it's always nothing. But when I'm in this room, I'm kind of just in this room. I have no shot at making it to the door. I would literally have to put this on pause to go check it, which is crazy. It's crazy to think, but it's just one of those things that just happened. So that's why I said that. So welcome into another week. Oh man. So much to tell you guys. We're going to get into my crazy adventure this past Sunday. I had a Sunday wedding. We're also going to get into some great, a couple of topics. Only got 2 topics tonight. We're going to get into some new gear tonight. We're going to talk about some new gear. If you follow me on Instagram, then you already know. If you don't, you'll learn here in just a few minutes. We're going to talk about guests. We're going to talk about guests and how hard it is to have guests on this show. So let's go ahead and talk about that first. Let's go ahead and knock out the guests first. So next week, while you guys are coming in, first of all, make sure you hit that thumbs up if you can. That would just be great. Just helps the video reach more DJs, which is fantastic. So definitely hit that thumbs up if you got the opportunity to do so. If you're watching replay, thumbs up is greatly appreciated. If you're here live, and I know a lot of you guys are saying in the chat, finally able to catch one live. You know what I'm saying? So definitely hit the thumbs up button for being here live and in person. So guests, let's talk about guests. So next week we will have CJ the DJ. She will be on the show next week. We'll be able to chop it up with her. Our first female DJ on the show. Can't wait to chop it up with her and just talk about what it's like to be an arena DJ, a mobile DJ. She has, great accolades and stuff behind her name, which is fantastic. So can't wait to pick her brain. I don't quite know what's happening with DJ Popo right now. I really want to get him on here, but this is a busy man. Every time I look at his stories, he is constantly doing something. He might be one of the hardest working DJs I've ever come across, and I know his schedule is tough. I thought we would have something nailed down for this week. I didn't want to bother him on Thanksgiving week since I had CJ on next week. So it looks like since he wasn't able to make it this week, it looks like it'll probably be the first week of December is when I will probably be able to get him on if he's available, because his schedule is crazy. But once I get him, just remember, definitely check out that episode, as well as CJ, her episode next week. But check out Popo's episode, because this is a busy man, and for me to nail him down for this took a lot of hard work and behind the scenes to get this nailed down. So I just want to tell you guys that I am working behind the scenes to get us some great guests on here. I also may have found us a venue owner to come on and talk to us. That's in the works as well. Just giving you guys another avenue to get a different perspective from another vendor, so that, you can ask your questions to them on, what it takes to be able to be a preferred vendor on their list. You can ask all those questions. We'll let you just ask them up. So I'm working on that as well. So hopefully December, last part of November, December, we will go in very, very strong. Let's see here. Let me welcome in some people that I saw come in. We got Kevin Sounds in the building. What's good? What's good? Welcome in. DJ G Kenny, man. I hadn't seen you in a while, G Kenny, not just on this show, but on other stuff. I haven't seen a lot of posts from you. I haven't seen any new videos from you. You're not on my Drive at 5. I mean, I thought you wanted to be a moderator, bro. Like, what's happening? DJ James King, what's good? What's good? So glad that you were able to catch us live. That is fantastic, man. I am so glad about that. Welcome in. DJ Crackle, what's good from Australia? Yes, sir. Welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate you. Ben Williams, what is good? What is good? Wickman 2A. Hey, Wickman with the nice new setup. Great setup, bro. I saw, all the pictures and everything that you sent. I saw that, and you've got a great setup that's happening. If you guys are not following Wickman, definitely check him out. He's got a lot of great gear. Just real down-to-earth guy, man. So just check him out. Give him a follow. Who else we got? A Day in the Life of DJ Matt 121, the longest name probably on my stream. He has the longest name. I'm pretty sure. DJ KP, what is good? What's good? Welcome in. Welcome in. DJ Chris Senzo, what's happening? What's happening? Appreciate you being in the building. All right. So without further ado, let's talk about a few things here. All right. First things first. How many of you, and you can just say in the chat, how many of you have been catching the live Drive at 5? How many of you guys? Now, I had 6 people on there this past Wednesday or yesterday, and 6 steady people. Some went kind of in and out, but not their fault. I mean, I get it. You either can listen to the whole thing or you can listen to a piece of it. But I did New Jack Swing was the theme of this past Drive at 5. But just in case you guys did not know, every Wednesday, 5 p.m. EST on Twitch, I've been trying to, DJ live and everything for basically your drive home. If you're on the East Coast and if you're at work on the West Coast, just something for you to listen to finish up your day. So I'm just trying to give you guys and you get to watch me DJ live, and it's not just the stuff that you see on my gig logs. This is live right there in front of you, happening real time. And then I usually take that content, repurpose it, and put it on YouTube if you miss it. But if you'd like to catch it at 5 p.m. EST on every Wednesday, I've been doing pretty good. I think we've done this. This is probably week 6 or 5, and we've done them in a row. So I haven't missed one yet. I don't anticipate on missing one. I kind of like coming up with these themes, these playlists, this curated playlist. It allows me to probably play about 45 to 50 songs in 1 hour. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think you guys would enjoy it if you haven't had an opportunity to do so, but you just follow me on Twitch at DJ JayBook, and you could catch and get notification and catch the lives at 5. Want to get at least 10 people in next week. So if you guys can do that for me, that would be great. Let's get 10 people in on the Twitch stream, and let's just build from there and just keep building. What I'll start doing is throwing in the poll, which we do have a poll in the chat. If you'll go ahead and answer that, that would be great. Just something else for you to interact with. But I definitely will start using the poll as, an option for a theme for that live drive at 5. So I'll ask, what style of music should I play? I've already done house EDM. I've done 90s hip hop. I've done 2000s hip hop. I've done 90s R&B. I've done New Jack Swing. I've done a good bit of stuff. So I am always open to new themes and new things. So that was great. All right, next up, let's talk about the craziness that happened this past Sunday. Guys, buckle up for this. This is a story and a half. And you guys can definitely chop it up in the chat. Let me know what you would have done in these situations. But this, I can't make this up, guys. I truly cannot make this up. What we have here is was very unexpected. This was a wedding. These guys found me on Google. Nice couple. Fantastic, down to earth. But a couple of things was missing from this event that would have made things a lot easier. One, a coordinator. There was no coordinator to help keep us on track with time, to help direct, to help do any of that. We were literally doing everything real time. So the cues for ceremony, real time. That's like between me and the groom. He's literally in line telling me, okay, we can start now. Like everything was real time. They even asked if I could, when they are announced as husband and wife, can I run up to where the house area is and ring a bell and then come back? And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? What do you want me to do? And okay. So anyway, this was a house setting, as you could see through the curtains and everything here. This was at the client's house, or his grandfather's house. And this was out at Lake Wateree, which is probably about 30 minutes away from my house. And never been there before, of course. And when I got there, I noticed that the house was up on these bricks. So not really bricks, but like, cinder blocks to keep it, up, because the house was right on the lake, or right beside the lake. And so there was an underneath area that was all concreted in. And I thought that we were going to set up there, and I was going to DJ there, and food was going to be off to the side and everything, because, that's the way the house was set up. And when I pulled up and pulled in to unload, it was literally what you see down here. There was a dance floor under a tent. Now, to give you an idea of the height of this tent, I am 6'3". This tent, my head was at the top of that window. So that's the height of this. I mean, you can even see that my equipment is not far from the height of this tent. Another thing that you notice is that we're on the grass. Right where my equipment is, right down there, there is a ton of ants. A ton of ants. I mean, they're all over the dance floor, everything. So I told them, you're going to have to clean up the ants, because I can't put my equipment in bags and all that stuff down here for setup. They also, this is another view of it here. This is the long view, so you can kind of get a gist of it here. But it was only sectioned off. It was kind of like two tents put together, but it was sectioned off by like this divider, which is up there in the ceiling. And I just literally just had this square. That's all I had. That was the whole area. The dance floor pretty much marks off what I had. And, I'm there with, moving heads and, my IR4s from both lighting, from all that. I've got all these things that I normally bring. and I have no clue on how I'm going to set this up. I mean, you see all the equipment and everything down here. I had to do ceremony and I had to do reception. And so I got really creative. This is what it looked like in the end. When I put it all together, I had to get so creative that I put my two moving heads in the corner. So you could see all the way to the far corner. Let's see, right? Opposite. Right here is one moving head. And then all the way over here in the front is the other moving head. And then the ratchet set that pulls the tent tighter was sitting on the inside of the aluminum post that kind of outlined the tent. And so I was able to take the magnets that the IR4s come with from both, and I just had an idea to just get them up high, because at first I had them on the ground. But of course, the whole ant thing, I didn't want another ant problem to happen. So I was able to stick them to it, and they weren't coming off. They didn't fall off or anything, but I think that it made for a different type of setup, because when I had it up like that, I didn't know what it would look like at nighttime. I didn't know what kind of setup that it would actually look like. So I didn't know if it would be too bright in people's eyes. I had no idea. So I was just going to try it, and I was just going to angle them down. And that's exactly what I did. So after that, here we go. After that, I had to go set up the ceremony. So the ceremony is out here right by the lake, and I'm just kind of off to the side. And does anybody notice anything in this picture? Does anybody see anything wrong with this picture? I'll give it a second. Okay, here's what's wrong with this picture to me. You've got all of these people up front, and then right down here you see that it's almost empty, but this side over here is almost full. They were expecting 63 or 70 people, and only about 20 to 25 showed up. So I immediately got worried. I got worried. I was like, well, this is probably going to be a very fast night, because a lot of these guys that's on here are relatives. Some of these guys were flown in. I'm sorry, they were not flown in. They flew in. Excuse me. They were not flown in. They flew in. And they had like Airbnbs and stuff in the area that they can use. So this is, this is what we had. This is what we had to work with. And, like I said, this was only a 4-hour event. Like, they only booked me for 4 hours. And so I just didn't think we would have enough time to do anything. And boy, could I ever be wrong. Check this out. So this is what it looked like once we got everything going. Those 25 people had a great time. And not only that, I was impressed with how the lighting and everything went. The lighting was fantastic. I could not have asked for more when it comes to the lighting. Now, that's one clip there, and I've got another one here so you can kind of see. There it goes, when it flashes there. Like, when I was strobing, it was crazy when I was strobing. It looked great when I was strobing. And I couldn't ask for more. I couldn't ask for more participation from, what I got, what I had. I just used what I was working with to make this party do something, because I didn't think we were going to do anything. Now, of course, there's a lot of liquid courage here. Lots and lots of liquid courage here. But yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised that I got that from that, to be honest with you. I mean, because I mean, like I said, if you look at this setup right here that I had, I didn't think that I was going to get that. Kudos to them for still going through everything, still putting everything together. The show must go on. Kudos to them. So I give them all the props, all the respect for having me. They had a great time, and that's all that matters. Now, it also rained, which that made it really tough for me to leave, as I had to roll through the grass, up to the concrete, then in the trailer. So needless to say, I was exhausted after having to put all that stuff back into bags and make it back home. So that was my Sunday wedding. And that concludes weddings for November. Thank God. Thank God. I'm done. Now I have events and stuff still. I'm off this weekend, which is great, but I have events and everything still, but still, I just need a second when it comes to these weddings. Just give me a second. And I got people booking like crazy right now. I had 3 more bookings today, which is great for business, but I can't look to the future right now. I got to focus on the now. So that was it for that Sunday. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about that has to do with this picture, and I want to keep this picture up only because I want to talk about different setups and why it's important, or why I actually use different setups. Let me put myself on wide here. There we go. So I wanted to talk about this because a lot of you guys ask me, you know, why do I have multiple setups? And it's for these situations right here. This is why I think it's important to have you just have to have equipment that can adapt to any situation. Now think about this. Think about if you had the 5-panel facade was all you had. The table that you had was all you had. The speakers that you had was all you had. The stands, why can't I think of them? Why can't I think of the stands? Doggone it. Anyway, the stands that you normally put lights on, other than the ones that I'm using, just the normal stands with the scrim that go up. What if that was all you had? You know, that's one of the reasons why I like some of the equipment that I have switched over to, because it allows me to kind of be a little bit more universal. You know, the fact that I can put a mover in a corner on a gravity stand and put a wireless dongle in the back of it, run power with an extension right over to my area, and I would be good. And I'm good. And do the same thing with the other one. The fact that I have equipment that has a magnet that it can attach to, so where I don't always have to put the IR4s on the ground, I can put them up high and use them in a different way. I like to have equipment that's able to do that. So that's why I think it's important to have multiple setups. You know, whether you have this extravagant setup that you only use for certain things, or whether you've got a TV booth set up, or whether you've just got a basic setup that, you know, you use. Like I use the that other Pro X stand. It probably would have been better for something like this. That's probably one of the only things that I would switch. I might also switch the speakers that I use. I should have probably used the QSC speakers here, but I had no idea. I had no idea when he said that this was at their grandfather's house and that it's a pretty big property. I'm thinking big property, big space. And that's my fault. I should have asked more questions. But that's another reason why I use the equipment that I use. And I even want to condense it down even more to be even more universal. I want to do it even smaller, but still clean at the same time. And the only way that I'm able to do stuff like that is you got to experiment and do your homework on some stuff. You got to experiment with some stuff. 2 years ago, I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this spot. 2 years ago, there's no way. I couldn't, not with the equipment that I had. And it's mainly just those movers. All I'm saying is it's good to be able to adapt to most of these situations, and I'm glad that I have that, and I'm always looking for ways to be able to do that. The majority of the equipment I have is on wheels. I mean, when you go back to, everything that's here, let me move myself out of the way. You can see that every single thing that I have right here is on wheels. And I'm trying to, the next phase is to condense this cart that's right down here. Condense this cart to where the cart doesn't even have to spread out all the way. That's what I'm trying to get to. I'm just trying to shorten this and make this 10 times easier. Make it easy on me, make it easy on situations, and still give people quality product. So, one of the poll questions that I probably should have put up is the average DJ, how many different setups do you guys have? How many different setups do you use in your arsenal? I mean, do you just have one that no matter what you go out with all the time? Do you have another one that is a just in case setup as a backup? Or do you have multiple setups for multiple situations? Let me know in the chat below or in the chat right now, and let me know what you guys currently have. Because I'm curious if I'm the only one that thinks like that. I think me and Mike, DJ Mike, we were talking the other day just about setups, and he was asking, about whether or not he should use certain equipment. And I told him, I said, you got to use what works for you. You got to use what's easiest for you. Now in here, I hate to say it, but for those people who have that gig bar, probably would have been better for you. This is probably gig bar territory right here. But again, I didn't know that. I'm not going to go use a gig bar there, but that's me. But this is gig bar territory. You have to use what works for you. But I will suggest that you have multiple setups. I think it is a necessity to have multiple setups for your clients. And I think it is very imperative that you ask tons and tons of questions so that you're not like me and out there a little bit unprepared. Now, of course, they didn't know any of this. The client and the couple, they didn't know any of this. They didn't see me set up. They didn't see my gripe. They didn't see, how the wheels were turning in my head. All they saw was the finished product, and they were happy with it. But I'm telling you because I know that you will be put in situations like this. There will be some type of event that throws you off, that literally throws you off. And you're like, damn, I wish I would have had this. So let me know in the comments and everything down below. Let me know in the chat that's what it was. Totems. I couldn't think of the word totems. So I want you to let me know in the chat whether or not what you think as far as the setup. Did I ace it? Did I do what I could with what I could? Do you have multiple setups? What would you have done differently? All right, let me go to the chat real quick. Let me get some water so I can talk about the chat. Okay. All right, DJ GMZ, what's good? Nathan Jones, what's good, man? What's good? Wow, Kevin Sounds says that he would prefer not having a coordinator. Do it. I want a coordinator. Less on me. Less on me. Oh, okay. DJ GMZ, give props. Appreciate that. Yeah, I did what I could. Appreciate that, G. Kenny. Strobing is a secret weapon when used appropriately. I agree with that. Strobing takes stuff to a whole nother level, especially when there's no other lights in the room, man. Every time I strobe there, it was nuts. Felt like I was at a rave. Like it was nuts. George G. Tripods. I think I was talking about totems. I believe George G. I was talking about totems. Yeah, Chris. I think I was talking about totems also. I think at NFLX, either them or what was the other company out west? Pro DJ. I can't remember what it was. Planet DJ. Either Planet DJ or NLFX, I think got them to me within a week. You might want to double check though. Yeah, $7,000 speakers for 40 people. I'm gonna leave this up here for a second because this is right. I should have used my QSCs. I should have given them the $1,000, the $1,400 combined speaker to be able to knock this out. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. G Kitty finally broke. JayBook finally broke on the gig bar. We got it on record evidence. No, G Kenny, I said that if you own a gig bar, this will be the place to use it. That's all I said. Don't go putting words in my mouth. Kevin Sounds, yes, here we go. Kevin Sounds, yes, it has multiple setups. Sounds horrible, but for the cheapo parties and the bigger parties, I use 2 to 3 different types of speakers. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I truly don't. I've got 2 sets of speakers, or 2 different company of speakers. I've got 3 different setups, and it just helps me. It helps me, especially when I know the venue. Like the next gig that I have, I know the venue, so I know that I can bring certain equipment in there. I know what type of party I'm doing. This is for, it's going to be for 60 people. So I already know that, you know, what system and what setup I'm going to bring. I'm not going to be blindsided. That one right there, I wish I would have known. I just wish I would have known. Gig bar territory is correct. 4 tops, 2 subs, 4 mics, 2 lights. Set up one big one who shall not be named. I am Chase. I feel you. Gotta get an Alien and Heat CQ12T mixer. It'll change your life. Okay. Overkill is better than underwhelming, in my opinion. I have different size speakers for different events, but I also take my ADJ Focus Spot 4Zs wherever I go. And, you know, I have those out there. I do. I do have my Focus Spot 4Zs, and I'm going to find a way to get back to using them. But I think it's just going to be for select events. I truly do. Like I said, I'm on a path to shrink some stuff down. And we're about to talk about another way that I was able to shrink some stuff down and you know what I'm saying? Make the equipment more efficient and less hassle. I have multiple setups for instances like that. That's what's up. But to be honest, I still prefer the simplicity of the Yamaha. Oh, okay. Hey, y'all talking amongst yourself. I got you. Okay. So let's talk about the next topic. Because I was on a mission and I had been thinking about this for quite some time, and I decided to pull the trigger. But I decided to pull the trigger because I saw Nick Spinelli's setup when he talked about his audio rack, and for the longest I just couldn't figure out why people needed an audio rack, only to finally realize that what I was using on my setups was technically an audio rack. So I needed it to work a little bit more efficient. When I'm done at night, and I'm, done with with everything. I have to wrap up this cable. I have to unhook this antenna. I have to wrap this up. Take this. It's a lot. It's a lot. So what I have come up with here, let me convert back to my circle so that I can show you this. What I have come up with is what I think is, and I'm not done yet. You guys are seeing the rough draft, but it's probably about 85% done. And I'm just still trying to figure out these last two pieces. So I put together an audio rack. Okay, so you guys can kind of see that this is the beginning photo and everything here. This was actually last night. So the case that is right here, let's see, the case that's right down here. This is the one that if you look at any of my, my gig logs, and you notice that I have the Rev 7 right here, and then I have the SKB box right here, and it's got the drawer that pulls out, it's got the conditioner, it's got the microphone, and everything's right there. The problem is that you got to carry that around everywhere. Okay. And all the wires and the antenna and everything has to be hooked up every single time. And it was just a pain in the butt. I mean, and the only shield from everything was just this flimsy little cover that goes on top of it. I mean, I've had that box right there it was my first DJ box. Like when I first started, I bought this box. So this box has at least 13, 14 years on it, if not more. So I kind of used it when I wanted to create something more, and now I'm ready to simplify a lot of this. So this pile of craziness turned into this lovely contraption. So I put this together last night, and I'm in love with this thing. I love this thing. I cannot wait to showcase this. Okay, so basically what we have is we have I'm just going to start from the bottom and go up here. We have a 3U drawer at the bottom that holds a lot of miscellaneous stuff. So like right here, that 3U drawer at the bottom just holds like cables. Just going to be extra stuff, extra wires, microphones, all that good stuff. Not really microphones, but like stuff that I would need wires mainly. And then that next one is the 2U drawer. And the 2U drawer, it holds the microphones. So I've got the dual, Shure microphones right there that just have some foam cushion and everything in them so that it's easy to grab the mic in and out. Next up, we've got the Furman power conditioner. Now, this was originally in the other box, and I've got all this stuff listed in the description down below. So if you want to check out any of these products, I made sure that I put links for every single thing, including the box, in the links down below. Everything's from Amazon that's on here. So you can easily get this from Amazon. Anyway, so I have the Furman power conditioner right above the 2U drawer that's on there. And it's going to house, all the power for the box. And then one cord's going to come out from there and power the entire rack mount, which is going to be great. Right above it, I finally, I took my Shure microphone that was in that other box, and then I took the Shure. Remember, I had a Shure microphone set up inside my Rev 7, but I never used it. So I connected both of them and put them as a dual microphone set in my box. So now I have two QLX-D4 Shure microphones in my rack mount that will allow me to be able to use it for multiple speakers. For, if two people need a mic, if I need a mic and somebody else has a mic out there, I can do all that. I don't have to wait for a mic to come back, anything like that. That saves all of that. So now I have those together. And when you buy one QLXD4, it comes with the joining plate. Even though you don't have a second one, it comes with the joining plate. And then if you do get a second one, you can just use the plate. So that's what I learned that the easy way. I kept everything. Even though I didn't use it initially, I kept everything. So I was able to find that and put those together. Next above this, we have a pull-out tray that can pull out here. Let me show you that. Well, that's the back of it. Hold on. Here we go. Sliding tray. So the tray comes out right here, and it has the mixer on it. Now, this is the same mixer that I was using in the other case. This is the Mackie 802 VLZ, I think 4, I think it is. And I'm still debating on whether or not I want to use this particular mixer. I don't know yet. Right now it's in there, but I also have the mixer that I did a review on this channel, the Yamaha MGX 10U, I believe it is. I also have that I can add on there. So I'm just debating on whether or not I want to use that, because if I do use that Yamaha one, then I'm going to take this one and put it in the Twitch room and do some different stuff with it. But yeah, so this one, I'm waiting on some other cables and everything too, to put in here as well. That's why I said it's 85% done. But yeah, this is, both of the microphones are already run. The left angle, right angle cables that are already plugged into there, those are the wires that are sitting on the back. And what I'm going to do is get XLR connectors to be able to go to the back, so you can just plug it in right to the back of it and take care of it. Now, the tray that it's sitting on has like a smooth surface, not a smooth surface, but like a Velcro-y type surface, where they also send you with that tray. So it pulls out and you can Velcro with the stuff they send you and put it on the bottom of your mixer and put it on the tray. That way, when it's traveling, it doesn't bounce, it doesn't move or anything like that, and the tray still pulls out. So it's just kind of an open area, and it gives you more room on this one. As you can see with the cables that have to stand up, there's more room in that area to add more wires, which I absolutely love. That gives you plenty of room. And then all the way at the top is, just my stuff with the miscellaneous stuff like cards, gum, batteries, all that good stuff. It's a 1U drawer that's up there. Now, we also got the back of the rack mount, which I showed you earlier here. Again, this is a work in progress. I haven't finished it. But you could see all the antennas are hooked up for both of the Shure microphones. And great news from this one. I was hoping that it did this. There's enough room in this box for you to not have to take off the antenna. You guys don't realize, I used to have to take off the antenna every single event, from either either the Rev 7 box or from the box that I had beside me. I had to take off and put on antennas every single time. I had to wrap every single cord every single time. Another thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to run a wire and let it sit for my Wolf mix, because the Wolf mix is just going to sit on top of this when I'm at functions. Everything is on wheels. It has a front and back cover that covers it. Everything can be put into there, plugged up by one plug, and then you're pretty much ready to go. All you have to do is just run, whatever mixer you use, whether it's the Rev 7 or if I run my T-stand to it, you just run it to it, it's ready to go. It's going to make life 10 times easier for me. 10 times easier. And I'm ecstatic about it. I am pumped about it. I cannot wait to get this out to a show. I probably won't use it at the next gig, but then I have, 2 big weddings after that to begin off December. This will definitely be with me. This will 100% be with me. And so let me know what you guys think, in the comments and everything down below. This is something that I just kind of thought about, put together. It made sense. It clicked in my head, and Nick just kind of pushed it over the edge with his setup. It just makes sense. He brings it to all of his events, and it just makes his life easier. Him and Santi just roll in and roll out. And that's what I want, to roll in and roll out. I cannot stress how much better that is, to be at a better feeling at the end of the night when you are exhausted, when you have played all this music and your legs are tired and you're just ready to go. That's when this is going to play a huge factor. Plus, it's just going to keep your sound sounding crispy as well. So nothing wrong with that. Who doesn't want crispy sound? Who doesn't want to not have to worry about power for something and everything's plugged up? Who wants to get to a gig, open one box, run one wire up, plug in another one, and be ready to go? I mean, I'm trying to make this as simple as possible, guys. If there was a way that I could attach that wolf mix to the top of that box, I swear to you, I would do it. I swear to you, I would do it. If the antenna signal would catch a little bit better up there, or if I can put it somewhere on there and the antenna signal would catch and I could pull out a drawer for the wolf mix, I swear to you, I would do it. I would do it. And just sitting here thinking about that, I'm almost willing to look for an avenue that will allow me to be able to do that, because that again is going to make life much easier. That no more case for the wolf mix. Everything is already built in. No more case for microphones. Everything's built in. No, nothing. I don't have to worry about wires. I don't have to worry about getting like my bag of wires that I have. Why would I need that? It's too much stuff. I'm trying to condense. All you young DJs who are hearing this or going back and watching this again, understand that when you first start off, gear is great. You love gear. Gear is crazy. Gear is new, shiny. It's a toy. It's something new for you to play with. When you are a seasoned DJ, you're looking for ways that you can condense this stuff down, man. You don't want to do that anymore. It's almost like when the DJs before us used to carry crates and crates of records, and they had to carry their record players, and they had to carry their mixers, and they had to do all of that. And then mobile DJs came along, and they started to put stuff on wheels and get these controllers that just come all together, and music was put into library, making that life. I'm on that side of this now. I'm trying to make it easy, like I don't have to carry all that stuff in, like I don't have to load all that in. We just push everything out. So let me know in the comments and everything what you guys think about that. It is still a work in progress. I've still got some tweaking that I would like to do there, but it is 85% done. And I wanted to share that with you guys so you guys could see that. Because I think that if you keep thinking and keep putting stuff together, eventually you're going to strike gold. And a few of these setups I've struck gold with. I'm still thinking about getting rid of my basic setup that I use for something different. I don't know what yet, but I don't like how my basic setup is. I think I want to sell that other stand. Not my T stand. My T stand is great. I love it. I will not be getting rid of that. My facade with the table and the Rev 7, I won't be getting rid of that. I'm talking about the third setup. I've been through the American DJ event table 2. I had that at one time. It served its purpose, but we had to move on. It was not aesthetically pleasing. Now I'm on this Pro X stand that kind of folds out, does its own thing, but it fits into a bag. And I don't know. I feel like that's not it either. I feel like that's not it. I don't know what my baseline is going to be, but I am going to have a base setup that I absolutely enjoy. And maybe, just maybe, we can get it on wheels. Just maybe. Oh, man. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Let's check the chat and see what you guys thought about all that stuff I was saying, because I didn't really see what anybody was saying during that time. I was doing all that talking. So let's see here. Oh, DJ Edwards. I don't know if you guys can see that, DJ Edwards. Appreciate that. That's right. We got to do that. Oh, smooth the setup. Woo Pig. Man, big shout out to DJ Woo Pig, man. Always an inspiration to all of us. I watch Woo Pig stuff, man, and his stories are so funny. It reminds me a lot of like, you know, these big tour guys. Like every time I see like WWE come to town, or I see somebody in concert or something like that come to town, and they have to set up this elaborate stage, I think of Woo Pig. I'm like, you know, did Woo Pig have something to do with that? Big shouts out to Woo Pig, man. That's my guy right there. DJ G Kenny. Oh, he talking about Woo Pig. Caught the show. Hey, Metro NYC. What's good? What's good? Try the XR18. It's tablet control. I just got it and love it. Mics and sounds, man. Once you learn the digital mixer side of it. Oh, okay. Okay. It's great for receptions, but also has features that are great for ceremony, like feedback suppression. DJ Mike was telling me that I need to probably add a drive rack to it, and I told him if I start getting into more stuff like like corporate events or something like that, I think that will probably be something that I would look into. I think for just weddings, I don't feel like I need it just yet, but I think if I start getting into corporate events and doing stuff like that, I think that would be a must to be able to have even more control. Woo Pig, Woo Pig got a lot of fans in him, man. Woo Pig, man, look at this, all these fans and stuff in him, man. Look at this, it's crazy. Let's see. George G. I use Mackie Pro FX10V3 Plus, long name. It works well in the field and well as a sub interface on a computer if you need it. Okay. Y'all having conversations amongst yourself. Rick Webb just upgraded their audio rack from an analog mixer to an Alien and Heath CQ2. Yeah, I saw that. But you got to remember, Rick Webb's doing a lot of corporate events, which allows him to be able to utilize more things and do more things. But I mean, I don't need that for a wedding. I don't need that for just a wedding. I mean, I know a lot of people get the QSC Touch Mix. I mean, to be 100% transparent with you, that might be overkill. That might be overkill for a wedding and stuff too. Just a mixer. A regular analog mixer, I think will suffice for doing weddings. Now, I could be wrong, and that could change and all this stuff. But when you do stuff digital, you know, you leave room, just, you know, a little bit of room for error. I think, you know, analog mixers is just a little bit more reliable in my opinion, and these are just my opinions. Yeah, you know, I could do that too. I could bring a Jackery and just hook the Wolf Mix to it and let it run off of that. That could be an option. I mean, I still would rather have something kind of built in that I can run it off of, because the great thing about my stereo T stand, the T stand from Hoverboard, is that I've already run the wires and it's already plugged in. So once I plug up the whole stand, that fires up too, which makes, you know, life much easier. So now if I can just find a way to get this wired into that box somehow, I think that it would just save me a lot of time and save me, You know, I won't even have to have the case for that. I can leave the wolf mix in the rolling case itself. So I think that would be great. George G, very nice, but how much does the rig weigh though? What if there are only stairs? Okay, so I have a thing to help out with stairs. Okay, so I have the wheelchair ramp that is in my trailer at all times, just in case there's a stair. I've been in too many situations just like what you're talking about. And so I went out and got a wheelchair ramp that would allow me to be able to roll up steps. Now, if most venues that are here in my area, I'm very familiar with, unless they build something that just doesn't make any freaking sense. Most venues here allow me to roll in some way or some form. If I have to go out of town, those are the ones that scare me. You know, like if I have to go to a Greenville, or if I have to go to a Charleston, especially Charleston, you might have to take a trip down ahead of time just so you could check out the place, because I'm telling you right now, I have been in situations just like what you're talking about. But I did buy me at least something that can help out a little bit in a wheelchair ramp that I can just roll everything right up in. So hopefully I don't come up with anything that would prohibit me from being able to get in and set up. Hopefully every place has an elevator. But I know here where I do 80% of my events, I know every place here. Now the box is heavy. Of course it's going to be heavy, but what is not heavy? As long as it's on wheels, it can be heavy. I usually don't have to do a lot of lifting, and I'm trying to get away from any type of lifting. My equipment now, I'm pretty close. I'm probably about halfway there. I just got a few more things that need to be on wheels, and we are golden. Let's see. Benny Blanco, is there a way to use a disco ball without hanging it from the ceiling? Not that I know of. I mean, you would have to get something like I don't even know if a C-clamp would hold it. You got to... That would be a great question for Woo-Pig. If you are still in the building, you may not be, but if you're still in the building, you might be able to answer that. But I'm pretty sure that there's really no way to hang a disco ball. A disco ball has some weight to it. And unless you have, something like a stand that goes out like that, I mean, you may even have to put that on some trussing or something like that. You're going to need something that's able to hold it. It definitely has a lot of weight to it. So, no, I don't think there is. I don't believe so. I am Chase. It's coming. It's coming. Digital is fun right now. A lot of people have digital, and I get it. I get the wave over it. I get it. But there's a reason why your mixer still has analog knobs on it. I know it's got digital tables and digital readers, but there's a reason why it's still got analog knobs on it. It's got to. Analog ain't going nowhere no time soon. Yes, thank you so much, Whoopie. That's another reason why I got the right analog ones. I love that. I've got more coming, and I'm going to still hook up that rack. I probably need to pick your brain on some other stuff that I could do to that box, but right angle will give you a hell of a lot more space. Nathan Jones, always. Just checking. I've been holding on to my 1200s and mixers, road cases for over 20 years. Finally switched over. Well, you guys are having a conversation. Woo-Pig taught me buy once, cry once. Much love. Woo-Pig, you on here teaching stuff, man. Buy once, cry once. Drive right would be good for you now. It has default settings. Oh, okay. So you're thinking that I should get a drive rack now. Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. We've got a lot of great stuff. I've got a monumental in my area, a monumental Christmas party to do this year. And I'm nervous and excited at the same time because this could be the beginning of something huge. And I've got to really tap into my speakers, and I definitely have to have something that will equalize them. Let's just say that. Can't wait to show you guys that. All right, Wickman, you won't need the drive rack if you get the alien adhesive. See, Mike, look, DJ Mike told me that the having the drive rack also has feedback suppression in it as well. So I mean, look, I would, you know one thing about me, Wickman, I'm not just going to take it with a grain of salt. I'm going to take these options and I'm going to put them all here. I'm going to put pros, cons, and I'm going to look at it and say, okay, this one works for me best. That's what I always do. So I will definitely do my homework and everything on it. And if digital is the way, it'll be a scary thing to transition over to, but I bet you I'll do it. I'll never be scared to make a move ever again in my entire life. You only get one shot to make a first impression with me when it comes to gear. So I'll never be scared to buy a piece of gear, but I'll be quick to return it if it ain't shit. Let's see. It's overkill with you. You can get gig log audio through it with extra equipment. Okay. Try the DBX 2U. Fit in your okay. I'm taking mental notes of all this because you guys are gonna have me doing homework on here. So the 2U DBX drive rack. Okay, we're looking at, and then Wickman wants me to look at the digital mixer. You get so much more control over how things are set up and create presets. Okay. Wow, that's interesting right there. Let me put this on the screen. This right here where it says over how things are set up and you can create presets for different venues. See, stuff like that intrigues my mind. If I can hit a button and it says that I'm at this venue, or I've already set it up to where, okay, we're here, so the sound needs to be like this. That's dope. That to me makes stuff worth it. Because again, you're simplifying everything. So that's a great case for that, Wickman. That's a great case for that. Now you definitely have my attention with that now. You don't even need a mixer for weddings. Let's be honest. Running 2 wireless mics straight off your controller is fine. We love the complicated. Oh, okay. Now I'm gonna have to disagree with you here. And here's why. For 21 years of DJing. Is that right? No, 20 years of DJing. I have used the controller and out speakers. I have. And I thought, just like how you did, it sounds great. It's good enough. It gets the job done. I did. And then I added a mixer to it. And I'm just telling you, when I first got my 44 G2s, I did not have a mixer. I just didn't. I ran the wires right out of the back of the Rev 7, right into the back of both 44 G2s. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It is what it is. When I added that mixer to it, I have never heard these speakers be louder. And I'm not just talking about just like a muffled loud. The clarity, the amplification of the sound is different. I have to disagree with you there, James. I have to. Having a mixer attached to your controller, between your speakers and your controller, makes a hell of a lot of difference. It makes a hell of a difference. Trust me when I tell you that, because I was you for 2 decades. I was you. And now I'm me. I didn't just buy this just to buy it. I bought it to try it. And when I tried it, it just made sense. It almost is like having the difference between having a handheld manual screwdriver and a drill. That's how much difference it is. And you may not think it, or you may be thinking I'm overshooting it, but trust me. Trust me. I would not BS you. See, I am Chase agrees. It's not about who notices. It's not about who notices. It's about you knowing that the clarity and the sound levels and everything are crisp, clear. You want every aspect of your setup to just be unmatched and undeniable. And that's what it makes it. And this is another reason why right here, because most controllers do have, crappy little sound cards. I know that the Rev 7, to me, I don't like the way the microphone sounds coming off the Rev 7. I just don't. I don't like the clarity of it. It doesn't sound as clear when I'm running it through. Like, even when I had that little Shure mixer that was inside my Rev 7 and connected to my QLXD4, it made a difference. But just having that QLXD4 by itself running right into the Rev 7, that wasn't it. Adding that little tiny mixer to it made world of difference. World of difference. I think it was the SCM 548, I want to say. It was a little mixer that fits inside of a Pro X case. Not a Pro X case. Jeez whiz. What's the case called? The sliding cases that people put controllers in, it fits under the bottom of that. Hey, man, I appreciate you guys. Can we get 4 more likes in here before we get out of here tonight? Can we get 4 more likes? Let's get us to 20 likes tonight, at least, if you're liking the content and everything that's being brought your way. 4 more likes out of here before we get out of here. You're right. They don't understand the difference, especially after a few drinks. Yeah, it's not about them understanding. It's just about you providing the quality. You know the difference between. That's why everybody's saying get a digital mixer over an analog mixer. You know the difference between. I'm not saying you don't have to switch, but at least try it. I mean, there's no way, if you're a sound guy, there's no way that you cannot hit a difference between it. I mean, how about, like, it's like the difference between car stereo speakers and then adding an amp to a subwoofer and speakers in your car. Like, why do they have amplifiers there? Same music comes out of it. The car speakers work just fine, but people put subwoofers, people put, door speakers and stuff in, and they put amps, 4-channel amps and stuff on there to amplify the sound, to make it even better, even crisper, even louder. It does the same thing. To me, it's a no-brainer. And you don't even have to break the bank with an analog mixer. You can get one for $200, $150, $70. I mean, you can get a decent one. DJ Rachel had a video where she had a disco ball on the same kind of curved gravity stand. Oh, I don't know nothing about that. Interested in a Wolf mix. Which version do you have, Jay? The first one, the WMX1. I do not have the second one. I know that there are more connections in the second one as far as the power and everything goes. And it has a USB-C connection or something like that. But, I mean, it's pretty much the same. Mine has the buttons on kind of knobs are still analog. You can put a disco ball on the gravity stand behind you or shot at it, moving heads on it. For anyone needing a right angle XLR cables, here's the link for NLX. Oh, okay. Good. Danny Max Booth, Alien, Heath, Digital Mixer will be your best friends. That's what Wickman has. He's telling you that because that's what he has. It looked too heavy to carry. You remember you getting older? What? Oh, older. Wayne DJ, again, this is on wheels. Now, I'm not carrying anything. I'm making stuff easier. This is all rolling. I could put a couple of things on top of it and roll it in. And then just take the front cover and the back cover off, and we're ready to go. We're ready to go. I don't have to hook up everything. It's already pre-hooked up. It's ready to go. So, no, I'm not carrying anything. Which mixer are you using? I don't know if you're asking that to me, but the mixer that was in that box was the Mackie 802 VLZ4. If you think analog made it sound better, try the digital. It's even louder and even better. Oh wow, nice. Kevin sounds nah, but it's crazy though. Is even Guitar Center's cheapest Harbinger mixer makes the setup so it could sound better. Oh okay, that's what's up. Oh man, appreciate y'all hitting that. Shit, totally forgot the show was on. Really, Solstice? Solstice, really? You literally sent me a DM and stuff, what was it, like 30 minutes prior or like an hour prior, and you forgot? Bro, you know what? You just see the next time I have you on this show. Issue with the mic. What did I miss? You missed a lot, man. We had a great show. You're gonna have to go back. I'm gonna tell you like everybody else who missed it. I mean, you have to go back and watch the replay. Because we talked about a lot, man. We in the midst of it. This is crazy to me. And the Rev 7 is $2,000. And you need to buy a plug, $150 mixer sound. Yeah. No mixer sounds better than an analog. Oh, Solstice, thank God you weren't here earlier. You would have caused an uproar like you normally do. Okay. You never tried one of those BBE Sonic Miximizers? No, I have not. ADHD. All right, guys. Solstice always coming in, wrecking shop. Of course, it wouldn't be a show without him. All right, so you guys make sure that you hit the thumbs up before you get out of here and stuff tonight. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing, following me, looking at my content. I'm going to continue to try to put out different forms of content for you as much as possible. So definitely make sure you do that. Also, we have Twitch every Wednesday, Drive at 5 p.m. EST, of course. That is 2 p.m. PST. So check us out every Wednesday on Twitch, DJ JayBook, if you would like to see me live mix. I know a lot of you guys like to see live mixing. Tired of hearing the same old stuff on gig logs. Well, guess what? Here's your opportunity. Here's your chance to see it live. So definitely check us out there, follow, and you'll get a notification when I go live. We will have another live show next week. Also, we will be back with Twisted Transitions, of course, next week, 7 p.m. EST right here on YouTube. So definitely set your reminders for that. Everything else, you can follow me on IG because that's where I post the most content, keep you up to date on everything that is DJ JayBook. And if you need some mixes for the gym or just because you're sitting chilling, cleaning the house, whatever you may need, definitely go to my Mixcloud at DJ JayBook. I've got mixes there, and I take the Twitch Drives at 5 mixes and put them over there as well. I really, 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 really appreciate you guys coming in tonight, giving me a hell of a show. This was fantastic. Energy was great. You guys were crazy in the convo tonight. I appreciate you always bringing that energy. I hope that I provided you with a piece of value tonight, and you could take this with any upcoming event. If you do have an upcoming event this weekend, make sure you absolutely crush it, because you know what? It's an audition for the next event. We will see you next week when we have DJ SheJ on the show. She is going to grace us with her presence and give us some insight on what it is like to be an arena and mobile DJ at the same time. So get ready for that. We will see you soon, and make sure you're living to strive, not to survive. Enjoy your night, people. Peace.